Hello, Stampers friends and demonstrators. This is Jenny Day, and I've finally been able to join you back to a video tutorial. Spring break was really busy with my kiddos, so I had to take a little break from making videos. But I thought it would be appropriate to come back and get in the groove of making the weekly videos and talk about something that's happening right now in Stampin' Up. Most of you know that the new catalogs are going to be coming out soon, and there's going to be a retired list on April 21st. And so when you think about what's retiring, we don't always know until the list comes out. But what we do know is in the catalog on page 141, we have the 2013-2015 in colors. Right now we're using them. But what's retiring is the 2012 and 2014 colors. Those colors are Gumball Green, Midnight Muse, Primrose Petals, Raspberry Ripple, and Summer Starfruit. So we've had 2 years to play with those, and we've had terrific products that we've been able to play with all that time. So on page 141, if you're my customer, make sure you take advantage of this time, because you're not going to have long. It's going to be until supplies last. You'll be able to get a stamp pad for $5.95, the classic ink refill for $2.95, the 8.5 by 11 cardstock for $6.95, and then my favorite, which we're going to use in the project today, is the 3/8 stitched satin ribbon, and this one's in Summer Starfruit, and that's $8.95 for quite a lot of, can't remember how many yards, but there's a lot on there. So I want to direct you to that page in the catalog and go to my website and take advantage of ordering these colors before you can't, because even though we want to stay fresh and new in Stampin' Up, these colors are still very valuable and very beautiful to work with. So make sure you have all your colors and supplies, and you won't run out, especially the inker, where you can just keep re-inking your stamp pad. You won't be able to get them after this coming month. But I have some projects I want to share with you. What can you do as a last hurrah, really, before the colors do retire? And I saw a couple of examples. One of my favorites is Connie Stewart does the flashcards, where she cuts her cards stock in a certain size, and then you can layer your cards, make quick cards with them. So I used her idea, and then also there's a demonstrator by the name of Brandy. She did this project, but what I did was I tweaked it a little and made a mini version of it. So all together we're making this little gift set from the retired colors. So I thought we would make a couple of them. First of all, 3x5 gift cards are always nice. So you just see here, what stamp sets we're using today is Secret Garden and Feel Goods. But for this, I just used the Secret Garden and just stamped a little thank you sentiment in that. And then when you buy it as a bundle, Secret Garden, you also can buy the framelits that correspond with it that cut out your shapes. That makes stamping really fun and really easy. So there, we're not going to make, I won't show you how to make this, but I figure that's self-explanatory. Just play with your set and make it really pretty. The colors we're going to use today and the two ideas I'm just going to demonstrate are the retiring colors of Summer Starfruit, Gumball Green, and Raspberry Ripple. Those colors, I found that all the colors they bring out, the 5 new colors they bring out every 2 years, really go well together. So here is, we're going to, let's make this first since it's kind of on the simple side. So this is a very cute, we take a little York peppermint patty. It's a little candy treat holder. I've seen this done in many ways, but I decided, since we have the colors out, let's just make one real quick together. Okay, so this uses the Gumball Green, and you need to cut a 2-inch strip. And I believe, if I can tell you the right measurements, it's about 5.5 long and 2 inches across. And so the other thing that we need is this new topper punch. And you slide it right in. Make sure the edge goes to the very edge of your cardstock. So we're going to stick it in and do it twice. And we're done with that. All I did was sit it on my scoreboard and just lightly score just a little. You don't even have to be exact. Somewhere where you can fold the little mint right inside. So you've got the little mint inside. Tuck it in. Now we're just missing one other cute little element. This is the summer starfruit. I made a 1-inch band. And what we're going to do to add a little bit of, make this a coordinating set, we're going to use the big flower on Secret Garden with gumball green. And I just punched it right in the middle of this. It's going to be a belly band for this. And I'm not even going to score it because I'm just going to add it to my little treat thing here. And just bend it. It bends by itself. Just kind of bends right there. And we're just going to take some snail adhesive. Stick it to everything. There we go. And that's really cute. And now I've already, for the sake of time, stamped with this beautiful, looks like a pansy, stamp in Raspberry Ripple. And then I used my framelit that got that punched out. And then I put a glue dot on it. So we're just going to stick that right to that. Now the fun part, you just take some of this wonderful ribbon that you can get right now. And it's so silky. And you don't need very much of it. You just need a little piece. And tie it on and you have an instant treat holder. So now we've got a 3x3 card, gift card, and a little treat holder. Now this is the really fun one, because when Brandy, the demonstrator, demonstrated how to make the large one of these instead of the mini one, she used these big pads that I just got at the dollar store. So you can look her video up for the instructions on this, but I'm going to give you instructions for the mini version. And I went to the dollar store and I got 3x5 by 5 inches, and 5 pads come with this, and you just tear one off and be able to use. I mean, it's economical, and you can give them as gifts, and it's going to go coordinating really well with these retired colors as a gift set. You could give them for swapping ideas. You can make them for craft shows, and you can just give them as gifts. I mean, who wouldn't want to get that in the mail? I would love to. So, let's make this cute little mini notepad that we put together just for really pennies, if you really want to talk about that. So for the mini ones, this is in Raspberry Ripple. This is, you take a 8.5 by 5, isn't that regular piece of cardstock, and cut it in half. Then all we're going to do is we're going to score this at 4, and then I don't know what it is, so I just say 2 notches over. So you just have a very thin line that you've done. Now, I forgot to do this when I was making it. You need to trim off this much, just a little bit, so that when you close it, it'll be even. You don't have to trim very much. Okay, now we're just going to follow the score lines here. Okay, and that is our little cover, and that is in the retired color Raspberry Ripple. Okay, here's a little bit of fun. Let's stamp a little bit. Looks like I'm getting ahead of myself. So for the main part here, where we have all these pretty flowers, let's start stamping that. Okay, so in the daisy looking stamp, we're going to ink that up in the summer starfruit, and we're going to do don't do too many, but kind of a rule of thumb is doing 3 is good. So we've got a good start with the summer starfruit. Okay, And now we're going to build on that. We're going to use the pansy stamp in the raspberry ripple. So let's stamp this sort of randomly too. Do one at the bottom and over to the side, because this is your main color that you're coordinating with your card base. See how that came together? I don't think there's any wrong way to do this, which is good because stamping's so forgiving. Okay, then the big flower here we're going to do in gumball green. And this is sort of a filler because it's a bigger stamp and it's not a solid one image. So you have a little bit of blank space, so just fill it in a little bit. I think that maybe it might need a little bit in the corner. Okay, I like that. See how that came out there? So this part of your stamping is done. Now you need to do your sentiment part. And for that, I love this stamp set. The Feel Goods. It has just fancy, nice font writing there with really nice, cheerful sayings. And the one I'm going to use is, those who bring sunshine into the lives of others cannot keep it from themselves. Just a very positive sentiment. So I have that on a big block, and we're going to use our retiring color, and it's going to be Raspberry Ripple again because everything's so awesomely coordinated. So we're going to stamp it over to the side because we want to put a flower here. Oh, awesome. So there we go with just a sentiment over to the side, and this here is just going to be a little bit bigger than that piece. It's really what you're going to do when you measure it, is measure it across the top, just exactly what this measures. You just need to make your paper. Okay, so now we're going to take our gumball green piece of cardstock and we're just going to rip it toward us. Okay, just to give it a little interest and fun. Always nice to rip paper. Gets rid of a lot of anxiety. Okay, so you can see it popping up underneath it. Okay, so to assemble this, let's start that. First, let's take our little pad. Show you how to do that. So we're just going to take one off this here because it came in a set of 5. And the best thing to do here is use either sticky strip, or I'm just going to be a little bit fast here and I'm going to use glue dots. So maybe one in each corner, and like I said, the sticky strip will make it so it doesn't come apart either. Okay, and just put it flush to the little edge there. There we go. And once you stick it down, you can't move it. And for added fun, this takes a few minutes, but I wanted to add some flowers to each of the pages. So you could do that, or you could leave them blank. So we've got that much done. Okay, let's adhere our sentiment to our ripped green piece, gumball green. There we go. Let's also add some adhesive to the main design that we did. We're going to stick it to the bottom here. Looks like when you were working with these, we need to make sure that they fit. So what I did was need to trim it a little bit. Okay, save yourself a little bit of time if you do that. There, and then I just left a little bit of space at the bottom. Now this should fit. Well, wouldn't you know it? I get to playing and then I need to trim. So that's okay, you just it didn't take very long to do that. Okay, so I just trimmed it so it makes sure that the sides fit. Okay, now we're gonna show you where I'm gonna put it. Just put it right along that little line. Doesn't have to be very perfect. And for the sake of time too, I already stamped out these 3 images. I used the little vine and cut that out with the framelit, another flower, and another pansy. So let's assemble the rest of the card. So I'm just going to put a little bit of snail adhesive, and we're just going to, don't really want to hide the same. So here again, we're just trimming. So we put that up here. Now we'll bend the flower forward. And one of the things I did do on my last one was I did stamp another one of these here. But since I'm going to cover it up, I don't think it really matters. So we're going to take another glue dot. Okay. And make sure you can read your sentiment. I just kind of scooted it over. It can come off the page a little bit. And then I have a button that's coordinating button you can use, and I already have a glue dot on that. Okay, we are almost finished. We're missing one more flower. And the really nice thing, I love this bitty punch pack because it comes with 3, and this one's the little flower. So what I did, sticking to everything when you know, put some glue on it, and I wanted a little bit of sparkle. So I put the little punches there to really bring that together, but we're missing one flower. So we can either put a dimensional on that to pop it out, which I did on this one, or you can just tuck it underneath and see how easy this is. Punch a scrap of silver fabric, or material I should say, the cardstock, and you stick it right on there. Now, one really cool thing that Brandy did, which I thought was really creative, she took and punched one more flower, and then she did a little butterfly punch. And right in the center of that flower is a really pretty design. So she punched it out, and then I think the flower and the butterfly, since I don't know where my dimensionals might have gone, stick it on there with the dimensional, and you are done. That just took minutes to make. So we have a little mini notepad holder, and we have a treat holder, and we have the 3x3 gift card. So we really had a lot of fun in this video using retired colors that are still useful. Please do visit my website at jennydaystamps.stampinup.net to order and to get new ideas. Thanks for tuning into my YouTube video, and as Stampin' Up! Introduces new catalog and new colors, I'll be making new videos with brand new projects. So be sure to tune in then, and I will see you next week. Happy stamping!